Hello everyone, my name is FlareBlitzed and welcome to A Wave of Lights. This is a kinetic visual novel that's got a science-y theme to it, and it's based in a seaside town where a girl named Hannah spends her days asleep and her nights wandering the empty beach. Too anxious to hold down a job or go to school, her roommate thinks she's helpless. Hannah is inclined to agree. Of course, we're always helpful, no matter how small that helpfulness is. On one of those monotonous nights, a spaceship crashes on the beach. The cute alien inside disrupts Hannah's life and her entire sense of self. In what ways, though? What ways could an alien possibly hinder or enhance our lifestyle? Whichever way it thinks, actually. But you'll be able to find this game down in the description below, along with the artist as well who has drawn up this game. And also the artists themselves of making their own game as well, so I'll also put that down in the description. The same description really, the same link. I woke up late again today, but that's fine, it's quiet now. No one's around, the air is pleasant, the sand is cool beneath my feet, it's nice. I like being out here like this, it's tranquil. Except, well, I woke up at 9 PM again. Are you a nocturnal being, my madam? That's less good. My roommate is probably mad at me. I hate it when she gets mad at me, but she's not my favourite person either, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. I like her cats more, and they like me, so you prefer animals over humans. They don't really expect or need anything of me except to be a warm body for them to use. Okay, which I'm more than happy to do. Maybe my roommate will get replaced by a what? Yep. Oh god, did I really make that noise? okay, I'm alone here. Nobody could have heard. If someone heard that. No, nobody is around. It's late. Everyone's asleep. I'm the only one here. Surely, that's my imagination playing up. Surely it is just my imagination that's playing up. But what was that? I can see something down in the water, and someone standing on the beach. I take a deep breath, calming myself down as best as I can. I should make sure they're okay. What if they're injured? I can leave once I'm sure they're okay. Or I call for help. I run down the beach as fast as my legs will carry me. Which, admittedly, isn't particularly fast. I think I might die. I might die because we're doing something called exercising. But before I get there, wait. There is a spaceship. Hello. How are you doing? Is she a cosplayer? No. An actress? Did I stumble on a movie set? I'm breathless, but not for the reason that I would be, honestly. Very breathless. I don't know what to do. Do I say something? Ah, the power of the pout. Of course I do. But what? Hello? I'm going to call you Angie, Ambassador of Oceanoct. You may call me Angie if that's easier. Yeah, it is easier, thank you. Is this Earth? It is. You're not from here? No, not at all. You're one of the Homo sapiens, the only sentient species on this planet, correct? Do I look like a Homo sapiens to you? Well, yeah, kinda. Except for the antennae. Antennae? She has antennae? They remind me of anglerfish. Is she trying to lure me in? Am I her prey? Would you want to be her prey, though? That is the question. There are probably worse ways to die than being eaten by a pretty alien girl. Or maybe this is the worst way to go. This is definitely the worst way to go, for goodness sakes. Maybe it doesn't matter. My heart's going a million miles a minute anyway. Maybe it'll fail first and I think there are a few more things that make me clearly not the same species, but yes, the antennae. I'm talking to an alien. An alien? For real? My parents were right. They always told me about those UFO sightings, but I never believed them, but now we do. Is your ship gonna be okay? Oh, it can repair itself. There's nothing to worry about. A self-repairing ship. If only we had that in more tales. I'm joking. I just didn't want to be stuck inside of it all night. The crash landing made me a little bit claustrophobic, as you might imagine. I can't at all. I can never imagine that at all. I've never even been in a plane, let alone a spaceship. Especially not a spaceship that crashed. She seems calmer than I would expect an alien to be. What do you expect them to be? Very angry or very feisty, amongst other things. Are you going to be okay out here? What do you mean? Aren't you afraid of getting kidnapped by the FBI or something? Or maybe it's the CIA that does it. I don't remember anymore. Angie? Did I just hallucinate the whole thing? I knew I was You're not crazy at all. Don't think yourself as crazy, please. But did I get crazier? I'm at that age where mental illnesses that you genetically predisposed to kick in sometimes. There's no history of hallucinations with my parents that I know of. Oh my god. I don't want to hallucinate pink alien girls standing on the beach. There's enough wrong with my head. I don't need something else to... There's nothing to worry about. I can turn invisible as needed. My heart stopped. I'm dead. I'm definitely dying right now. Look at my eyes. Gosh, my heart went so fast it just stopped. Are you okay? Are you afraid of me? No, I'm fine. Sorry. I'm more afraid of talking to my roommate than I am of talking to you. Gosh, for now anyway. There's always a chance of me to be afraid of something new. Maybe eventually I'll get agoraphobic. Then I'll finally run out of things to be afraid of. I mean, you're not scary. You're cute. And not that I mean that in a weird way. I mean in a normal way. But the way you say it is weird. Why do I ever talk to anyone? My parents definitely thought aliens were real, so I always kind of wondered if there was something out there. So you kind of prove that there is. So I'm not afraid of aliens, like, conceptually. You seem pretty nice. I'm just a little jumpy. I always am. Why did you wonder? Huh? Earth and Mars are neighbours. Surely you know about Martians. No? I had no idea. I suppose that makes sense. Martians are pretty reclusive and also a little xenophobic. The human race has a lot of xenophobia. Well, that's fair. We're terrifying. I wonder if the government knows and they're hiding it. Yeah, I wonder if they are. That would make sense. People go crazy if they knew. I'm glad that the Martians don't seem interested in us based on what Angie's saying. I don't need more sleepless nights, days, rather, thinking about aliens attacking Earth. I guess I learned something new today. More than one thing. Aliens are real. So, how long is it going to take to repair your ship? What's she doing? Is she just spacing out? Approximately 8 hours. So we've got 8 hours of fun! Yep! Now I wish I was dead. What a childish sound to make. But no one heard it. But now she has. I'm an embarrassment to society and the human species, oh my god. Don't worry, there are far more embarrassing people that are horrifically embarrassing. What if she goes home and tells everyone we're useless and embarrassing and plans our deaths? And is there anything fun to do around here? I'm hungry. What do you people eat anyway? My studies are generally be very broad, and I like to gather more accurate data. Well, I really don't want to go home, and I especially don't want to go home with an alien in tow. I could get you something from the convenience store, maybe. What kind of things do you like to eat? I'll tell you when we get there. Show me! I stare at the space where she once was and nod. If she's invisible, it should be fine. This whole situation is so surreal, though. Aliens are real, and I'm talking to taking one to a convenience store. People are going to think that we're really weird. Well, I'm really weird because I'm talking to nobody. Maybe I should just transmit her thoughts into my head. What's in that bottle, Hannah? It's really weird to have an alien invisible next to me, whispering weird questions to me. I hope the cashier doesn't hear me whispering back. I hope they can't hear either of us. Some kind of orange soda. What about this one? Which one? Brown, has spots. Chocolate milk. It's sweet. I want that one! Are any of these going to hurt you? Unlikely. Nothing on Earth that I'm aware of is particularly toxic to our species. Except us as a entity. Aside from uranium and tomato byproducts. Two very different things. Tomatoes? I can show you a report of how they interact with our bodies and why we can't process them if you'd like. But no, I'm alright. So we're just going to grab a pizza here, a lasagna, then a pasta, some linguinis, and take a breath and grab the milk for her. I feel like I'm shaking inside. Too much energy with nowhere to go. Angie doesn't seem to notice though. She doesn't seem to think much of anything so far about me as far as I can tell. Which probably means I'm being weird and she thinks I'm being weird, but isn't saying anything. Oh well, I can live with that. Just gotta keep moving. Luckily, however, we aren't allergic to corn. Corn? What's that got to do with anything? Your plastics are made of corn, and it's in most everything else. Your pesticides, your manufactured foods, it's inescapable. I look at a bottle of milk in my hand. The plastic has corn in it. It's honestly quite fascinating how your people manage to put corn in literally everything. I'm thankful you haven't done that with tomatoes. Yeah, otherwise you'll be allergic to everything that's manufactured. We would have to find and forage for food for ourselves that doesn't have tomatoes in. Somehow this information is both earth-shattering and also something I don't know what to do with. What do we do with this bit of information that has not affected my life but up until now has had a dramatic effect? I count my blessings I'm not allergic to corn. Hannah, what's this? We make our way quietly through the rest of the store, picking up many, many snacks. I have savings from my last job, thankfully. I got to pay and feel my face flush when I keep putting more and more snacks on the counter. They're definitely going to think I'm some kind of weirdo. They just don't know me. A weirdo who buys way too much junk food. Maybe that's what aliens are into, a lot of junk food. That's $30 worth of food here. I can feel my face heating up. Thank you and have a good evening, ma'am. Thanks. Finally, we can head back to the beach. No more people today. Just us, well, human people anyway. I can't believe I have to clarify that now. My world has become very different in just a couple short hours. Your temperature seems to have gone up. Are you alright? Did something happen? Or are you supposed to get warm when interacting with other humans? No! I was under the impression that it usually happens when it... Is this where we're really going through? Really? Really, Angie? Is this where we're taking the conversation? Nothing's the matter. I definitely said that way too loud. I quickly make my way out of the store. The cool sea air welcome changed onto my too warm face. Ah, this is going to be one of those adventures. Sorry about what happened back there. It's definitely not intercourse related, okay? People get warm for a lot of reasons. Happiness. There's something wrong with me. I don't know what. I mean, I do, but I don't know why I'm like this. I'm afraid of people. Which is stupid. They're everywhere. It's not like I can avoid them. But I can't tell what they expect of me and what they're thinking. This is what we call being paranoid. And it stresses me out a lot and makes my heart race, and it makes me all warm and sweaty even if it's the middle of winter. I wish for it to be the middle of winter, for goodness sakes. This heat wave in the UK has been going on since forever. That's interesting. It sounds unpleasant. It definitely is. I've had a lot of fights with my roommate about this kind of thing. It's not great. So why don't I scare you? Because you're an alien, not a human. I'm a little taken aback by that. I guess because you don't have any expectations of me like people do, probably. Wait, or do you have expectations of me? Do you think I'm weird? I'm sorry if I've done anything too off. You're not uniquely weird. You're only weird in that sense that so far I think all humans are a little bit weird. I've only seen 3 so far, though. 3? Who are the other 2? And regardless, you're helping me and feeding me. So you're the best human by far. Ah, oh, thanks. We sit and I let her pull whatever she wants out of the bag to taste first. Which leads to her taking a single bite of quite a few things, making a face and handing each one back to me. Is there something particular you don't like? Sodium. There's a lot. It's akin to drinking the ocean. But your spaceship has crash landed in the ocean, so yeah. Okay then, try this. I hand her one of the snack cakes out of the bag and she happily accepts it. I can't tell if she's happy or angry. I do like this. I wish it was stronger though. Hey, stop with the pout face. Stronger? The sweet flavour. I don't mind pout faces. I wish there was more of it. Unfortunately, I think that's as sweet as it gets unless you want to eat straight sugar. I'm a little scared. How could she want something even sweeter than a cream-filled snack cake? They're already disgustingly sweet. A sweet tooth is required. There are billionaire bars. Like they're luxuriously sweet. It'll do for now, then. We fall into silence as she eats it, looking pleased despite her complaints. My eyes fall on her antennae. Antennas? Nah, there's no on it. But glow comes and goes, dimming and getting brighter at even intervals. Can I ask you a question? What kind of place is your home that you need glowing antennae? I hope that wasn't rude of me to ask. It's very dark. Our sun doesn't hit oceanite very strongly. It's warm enough due to the structure of our planet and the core being closer to the surface than most other planets. But it's very dark. So it must be a very small planet then. Because if you're close to the core, that's where all the heat of the planet radiates from the inside to the out. The closer you get to the core, the hotter it gets. It's been that way forever. So we have a way to see in the dark like this. Whoa. It's strange to think that this planet will get bright in just a few hours, even if I'll be gone before then. I've been on other planets with daytimes like that, but it never ceases to fascinate me. I was many years into my childhood before I saw a sun on any planet, and you see the sun every day. It's strange. I don't know how to tell her I haven't really seen the sun in a few weeks now. I'm a nocturnal being. I think that would be depressing to hear, maybe, and even a little rude. Yep, you don't take advantage of this luxury. I have this thing I can see all the time that she never gets to see, and I take it for granted by sleeping through the day. Well, I don't feel like I'm really taking it for granted. That's just how things work here, but I don't want her to think badly of me. I look at Angie again and seeing her staring off into space. She does that a couple of times now. I'm honestly really curious. What am I? Are you okay? I'm fine. I'm talking to my ship. Oh, like telepathy or something? Something like that, yes. Is it an AI? No, she's my friend. Her name is Timery. Anyway, she reported that repairs are going to take longer than initially planned, and she needs calcium. What has calcium in it? Her friend? I feel like I'm missing something crucial here. Critical. But the way she said it, it was so straightforward, I feel like I'm an idiot if I ask. But milk and seashells have calcium. Her ship is her friend. Bones. Some other stuff, probably. She starts digging through her bag of snacks we brought and reading over the labels on them, putting them back in the bag after. Picking up a punt of ice cream, she settles on that and walks over to her ship. With what seems like to be a well-practiced toss, she throws it into her ship, and the entire pint of ice cream is absorbed into what I'd thought was a solid ship's hull. A moment later, the empty tub and lid pop out, dropping to the water surface with a splash before Angie retrieves them. The ship is alive and it needs calcium. I don't understand this. This is so weird. I don't know what to do with all this information. Probably I should be a little freaked out. But then again, Angie hasn't done anything to hurt me so far. So her weird, living, maybe breathing, spaceship probably won't either. Angie comes back and joins me again. My ship liked it. But less sugar is... Okay, so earlier you wanted more sugar, and now you want less sugar. For goodness sakes, Angie. Can I ask a question? Why calcium? Why wouldn't it be calcium? Don't Homo sapiens work the same way? What do you mean? Calcium helps your bones grow. They sure do. Are you telling me your ship has bones? Well, yeah. Don't yours? We don't have ships! No, they're made of metal. How inferior. Well, Angie, we're not as advanced as your race is, so don't be like that. But on the bright side, we get to see the sun every day. I don't think I mind our ships not having bones. We spent the rest of the evening on the beach. Angie asking me to look up things on my phone to see what does and doesn't have calcium, and what is and isn't accessible. In the end, milk and seashells are most practical and easy to find. She seems disappointed that we can't get bones, but I don't even know where to get any. There is such a place, but that would be a desecration to the dead itself. Before I know it, the sky is changing colours. The first light of day, my usual signal that I've been awake for far too long. Hannah? Yes? I need a place to sleep. You should take me in for the day. But what? Surely you want to make a good impression on my people for the good of humanity. I'm not sure that I do, but... After all, I am an ambassador. I don't think my roommate would appreciate that. What's more important, being a good host to an entire other species or having a cranky roommate? This is what you call peer pressure. You have a point. Okay, you can have my bed. You can have that while we sleep on our futon. I'm so tired. I barely slept. How can I? Angie insisted we share a bed, which is big enough, but she's a cuddler. Aww, and she looks really cute when she's sleeping. I can't believe I shared a bed with a cuddly alien. She's soft, though her skin is weirdly smooth. She's not as warm as a person is. She's cooler to the touch. Maybe that's why she was so cuddly. Does sharing a bed mean anything to aliens? Does it mean anything to me? I'm overthinking. Surely, it's only been a day since we met. Oh right, I'm here for milk. As much milk as I can carry. Milk nowadays is quite a resource to try and find in local shops. I'm not looking forward to this. I grab 1, 2, then 3 gallons. I can't handle more than that. I could barely handle this. But think about how cute she was last night is giving me strength somehow. Psychological strength. Even when the clerk raised an eyebrow at me, and I know he thinks I'm a huge freaky weirdo. After all, who buys 3 gallons of milk at 10 PM? We are. That's what we are. We're buying 10 gallons. Yeah, 3 gallons of milk. I said 10 gallons because it's 10 PM. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Coming back to the beach, I see Angie throwing shells to her ship, and I set the milk down on the sand. I can't feel my arms from all this exercise. I'm never doing anything again. No, that's the precise reason why you should be doing. Oh, I just realised Angie's mouth is a love heart. Or a heart anyways. Hannah! Thank you. You're welcome. She seems a lot more chipper today. Taking a gallon at a time, she carries each one into the ocean so she's close enough to toss it onto her ship. Like yesterday, the gallons vanish. Then a few seconds later, the empty container and cap pop out. I have a lot of questions about how this works, but I feel like if I ask, well, Angie would be happy to tell me. I'd have to find out that the ship has a bunch of suckers under the surface or something. I don't think I really want to know how it works at all. She comes back with the empty containers, setting them next to me in the sand. Repairs are at 50% completion now. She says she's feeling a lot better too. Can we get more milk? Not tonight. The clerk's gonna think something's up if I buy more. No one buys this much milk in the middle of the night. You wouldn't look strange if he had people who had living ships like ours. This would be a very average thing to do. I just stare at her. I don't think it would make a difference really. Normal people still wouldn't have spaceships. Maybe so. I won't make you get more milk today, I suppose. I wouldn't want my host to be inconvenienced. And I don't want you to be too uncomfortable to help me. After all, I think people would notice floating milk. So I'll be patient. For your sake. Oh, thank you. For some reason that makes me happy to hear. Aww. Which is also kind of depressing and stupid. Nah. Like, being happy that someone is hitting this very low bar of not making me do something I don't want to do is kind of pathetic. But still, she seems sincere, I think, which is good enough for me. Though also being with Angie in general is kind of nice. She doesn't make me feel weird, and she doesn't look at me like I'm weird. Of course. She doesn't call attention to anything she thinks is weird about me, if there even is anything she thinks is weird. Is that how you're supposed to feel around people when you're normal? Do normal people just go through their days like this, existing around other people and not being terrified of them? I don't know if I've ever felt that before now. It's always been one thing or another. I've always been weird. Weird, jumpy, skittish, weird interests, weird for having parents that so openly believe in aliens in this tiny town. It's weird that I don't like going outside. It's weird that I'm so shy. Weird. Stop saying weird, and Angie doesn't remind me that I am at all. I think I could live with being a weirdo with a friend like her. Oh, Hannah, can we get milk from this other store? When did she get my phone? She shows me the location of the other store and my heart stops. No. No, we can't. Why not? Well, now she's going to think I'm a freak. So much for that. I can't even begin to explain the problem to her, though. So stupid. I'm so stupid. Fine. Is she going to hate me now? Why am I like this? I have to say, I find Earth pretty fascinating so far. I like the idea of sharing beds. It's not something we do. It's your first... Okay. Oh my god. I don't know how to say that's not really a thing we do either. Unless you're a couple. Yeah. Which we aren't. I guess it tells me she doesn't think anything of it. And I quite like your oceans. They remind me of home. Ah. Though they're quite different from ours. Ours are much calmer. None of these giant waves like yours. You talked about it a bit earlier. You're not aquatic aliens, right? No, we're land dwellers, though there are some floating island communities. It's hard to believe, even as she sits next to me, that there's another planet out there full of life like ours. Is there, anything else you can tell me? It's interesting to hear you talk about your home. I can, yes. Ah, this happiness is very tranquil. As I may have mentioned, I am an ambassador. My family is, really. Growing up, I always get to travel with them and learn about other planets and their people. I've read up on many others I've never seen. Earth was one of them, which is how I knew about your primitive level of technology. To be fair though, we wouldn't be so advanced without that people's assistance. Parmavius? Yeah, they're the species that we use for our ships, like Tabbbywright. They sought refuge on our planet a few hundred years ago, and they have exoskeletons that can adjust their shape while retaining durability. We're able to reinforce them with alloys to allow for space travel. We work together, the Parmovias allowing us to travel far beyond our own planet, and travel with ease on our own. In exchange, we protect them from other colonizing races. They're not built for battle on their own. They're all defense and evasion without any ability to attack. It works out for us to work together. That sounds cool. I can't believe all of this is out there. This sounds nice. I suppose it is. I am quite fond of Tabbbywright. Now tell me about Earth. I want to know more beyond this beach and the store. I don't know. I'm a nocturnal being. It's not like I'm a particular big fan of this place. The food can be pretty good. I disagree, is that it? Tell me about the people. They're intimidating. I don't do much with them. Then what do you do for fun? I don't know. This, I guess. Sit on the beach in the middle of the night? Yeah. Talking to you is the most fun I've had in a while. Well, none of this is any good for my knowledge base. I need to come back with something to justify this venture. I need to make it look deliberate. Not just like I borrowed one of my family's ships. Why would you do that? Why would you steal one of your family's ships? I just wanted to. I didn't mean to go through a wormhole and crash here. Really now? Really now, huh? It was supposed to be a quick trip to one of her neighboring planets. That's it. But I messed up. It didn't occur to me now that Angie was a daredevil. Though maybe it should have. Now I have to pretend I did this on purpose, and that it was worth it. So how was a joyride? So this was a joyride gone wrong. Joyride? Oh yes. Why don't you just tell me that it was an accident? I'll get in trouble for using Temery without permission. I don't know. I think you can take back some useful information. I don't want her to get into trouble. How many of your people have been to this specific beach? I think you have unique information that your people probably don't. I think you're right. They also haven't met you, my very helpful friend. Ah, that makes something warm flutter in my chest. I know she can't see inside my head, can't see all the racing thoughts. But it's been a while since someone called me a friend and they didn't see it without a hint of embarrassment. Alright, Hannah. You're helping me gather more shells for Temery. And we're sharing the bed again after that. That was the best sleep I've ever had. And I'm not giving up on... not giving it up. Got it. I can't argue with that. I barely slept, but it wasn't unpleasant to have her in bed with me at all. Maybe tonight I can get some actual sleep. And maybe I can focus on how nice it is to lie next to someone instead of being stuck in my head all night. Aww. But we skip the details there. How did your roommate get so many? And they're all so unique. How do they come in so many different colours? I made sure to take a lot of photographs for documentation purposes, but I still have so many questions that I'm not sure we have the answers to. Like, some are so much fluffier than the others. I've never seen so much biodiversity in such a small area. I don't know, cats are just like that. I feel sick. Yeah, they're different species. I slept really well this time. I guess in part because I was exhausted. I would like to take them home, but I'm not sure they would survive on my planet, or survive the journey. I don't know much about transporting animal life, except that it's heavily discouraged. But I like them so much. I don't think my roommate would be happy if you took any of her cats. She does love them. But I love them too. I think I'm very fond of them at that. At least. I can't stop thinking about the note my roommate left on my door, telling me to stop sleeping all day and start applying for jobs. She's not wrong. God, I'm such a screw-up. I hate this, and I hate me. I can't tell her I've been helping an alien, but it wouldn't matter anyway. Fact is, I don't have a job. I have been sleeping all day, and both of those things have been a problem for a month before Angie showed up. Hannah? I hate being like this, and knowing I'll only ever be able to be like this. Hannah! Sorry I spaced out a little. I can see that. Are you okay? I'm fine. She steps right in front of me and stops, blocking me from moving forward. I need you to understand that as an ambassador it's my duty to represent my people as well. And I need to make sure my host is happy. So for practical reasons, I need to know what's wrong. Practical reasons? What? I can't help but laugh when she says that. She's so intense it's a little hard to take. But it's equal parts endearing. What's funny? Nothing, sorry. My roommate is mad at me again for not having a job. And for not being in school. Or doing anything useful at all, really. Uh-huh. She's so serious and focused I have to wonder what's going through her head. She looks at me like this is a problem to be solved, and one that she will solve. Yesterday, I didn't want to go to the other store because I used to work there for all of a month. Until I got fired for just not showing up without warning. Were you ill? No, just scared. I'm always kind of scared. But I couldn't bring myself to face my co-workers and the customers and spend another day feeling like I'm under a microscope. Is this where the change part is for her entire sense of self going to come into play? She's quiet for a long moment before speaking again. I think maybe that was the wrong job for you. You've been an excellent host after all, and the job of helping the ambassador of Oceanite is far more important than working at a store. You have no idea what it means to work or have a job, do you, Angie? There's something in this world called money, and that allows us to have food on the table. That allows us to go to the store and buy something for your ship. And you've been doing a wonderful job of that. Her confidence and her happiness is infectious. Strong enough that I feel a little less useless hearing it. I feel a little less like a failure. A little more like I can do things. Thank you, Angie. That helps. I really like her. She's so different from everyone I've known, just on a personality level. She's bright and fearless, but she doesn't push me away or blind me with her energy. I don't feel like I can be by her side, but I don't deserve to be in her presence. I want to be just a little more like her. Let's go to the store for more milk. Oh, weren't you afraid that a cashier would think you're weird? I'm sure it'll be fine. More milk. More milk. Oh my god, he's staring at me and he's staring at the 3 gallons of milk, and this was the same person who rang me out before. I'm going to die. I want to die. He's judging me. I pay and leave quickly, impressed with myself for not crying on the spot. Hannah, I could tell you're panicking, but it went fine. I mean, we got the milk after all. We got the milk. And besides that, it's my understanding that humans on that level of social hierarchy see much weirder things every day. The entire walk back, Angie's been telling me all the reasons I shouldn't care about the cashier looking at me weird. I appreciate it, but he definitely thought I was weird. Aww. Give me the milk and I'll give it to Tamery. Find some shells if you can. She's looking much better than before when I check over her stats. Got it. I'm relieved to hand her over the milk, though she shocks me when she tells me all 3 are like they don't weigh anything. Aliens are super strong. Why have I been carrying them when she's this strong? Because floating milk would look even weirder than seeing an aliens, for goodness sakes. I stretch out my aching arms and start walking up and down the beach. I've done this a million times before, but tonight it feels different. The ocean air smells stronger. The air is a little warmer. This is the same beach I've walked up and down thousands of times, but it's different to me now. Picking up shells that the tide brought in, I find myself admiring them a little more, and I'm thankful for them, since they're going to help Angie get home. They're not just useless, sometimes pretty things on the beach anymore. Everything just feels a little bit more real. I make my way back to Angie and the empty milk gallons sitting on the stand. The stand. I hand her the shells, watching them disappear into the ship's surface like always. There's a little anxiety bubbling in my stomach, but my heart isn't racing like it usually does. What is it? Good news! Timery's recovery is 100%. She just needs to do some final checks tonight, and tomorrow we can begin our journey home. Oh, that's great. Home. There's an ache in my chest. She's going to leave and I'm never going to see her again. For once I'm not panicking because there's nothing scary about that. Angie's going to go home and forget about me. Because that's how this works. And 3 wonderful days for me are likely not that special to her at all. I want to spend another night in your bed and with the cats, if you don't mind. Not at all. Even though I'm sad, I can't bring myself to voice it. It isn't something she needs to worry about after all. And I want her final night here to be a good one. Aww. We're always at this beach, yeah. I don't think either of us slept. Angie played with the cats for a while, and when we went to sleep, she pressed up against me without caring the world. But she was quiet and definitely awake, and I couldn't sleep either. I wonder what's on her mind. I'm going to miss her. I can tell her that much. Maybe. Or maybe I'm going to choke on tears instead. I've had a lot of fun with you these past few days, Hannah. Huh? It's been refreshing being here with you. I've grown very fond of you, even though it's been brief. You have? Of course. I'm not sure I've ever been this happy before. I'm not sure if I've ever been happier than this. Her smile is so sweet I feel a new kind of breathlessness. It's been a different experience being here. At home, I'm always being chastised for one thing or another. I don't do things right. I'm not polite enough. I don't take my place in society seriously. And always, I'm a nuisance to everyone around me. Being with you, you never made me feel like I ruined your day, or that I can't do anything right. I didn't know what I would find when I landed here. I didn't know what might go wrong, or if I would ever get home. But these past few days will be irreplaceable memories for me. You made me feel like I'm normal. Oh my gosh, she's flushing. Ah, how can she just say these things? How can she just break our hearts like that? How can she feel this way? Honestly, I wish I could take you back with me. It would be nice to have a friend there. You? I shake my head furiously, trying to get some semblance of order in my head. Everything is too fast, too intense. It's just way too much, people. I really like you, Angie. And even now she's blushing. I can't imagine how someone like you doesn't have any friends at home. You're very kind to me, and you're so fearless I can't help but admire you. I really like you. I'm happy you crashed here, and I'm happy to have gotten to meet you and spend this time with you. I swallow, trying not to burst into tears. I'm having so many feelings, too many feelings. I don't know how to handle this or what to do. The words keep coming, and I don't even know where they're coming from. There's really nothing here that makes me feel happy. There's not anything here for me. So I'm really going to miss you. You're a good friend. The words empty out of me. I try to catch my breath, feel a stray tear roll down my cheek. Hannah, would you like to come with me back to Oceanite? I would be delighted to have you, and I think our atmospheres are similar enough to support you, provided you wouldn't miss the sun too much. I'd be honoured to. And this is where a luxurious adventure begins. I'd be happy to. I'd be very happy to accompany the very important ambassador, Angie, of planet Oceanite, back to her home. After all, I'm sure it's for the good of the universe or something, right? She blinks, and then she laughs. Yes, it most certainly is. It's of utmost importance when I bring you back, for your knowledge of Earth. She offers her hand to me and I take it, stepping into the ocean with her. My shoes and coat are getting soggy, but I don't care. Around us, the moon reflects off the water, making me feel like I am on another planet already. Though really, I guess I always felt like an alien on this one. So what difference does it really make? Do you view yourself that low? Going with Angie, I'll be more of an alien than I ever was here. And I'm sure it's going to be hard. But looking at the small waves around me, carrying the light of the moon with them, I think I'm okay with that. I can be okay with that. That's so sweet. That's very sweet to see. And their new adventure begins anew. So that was a really sweethearted adventure, folks. And I feel that the aesthetics, the visual aesthetics, only really enhance the cutesiness of the entire scenario between these two characters. So what we have here are two species, or two beings, not human beings, not two human beings, one human being, one alien, two beings that have a really similar sort of lifestyle. They're both kind of like they're self-isolated away in their own planets because they feel like that their positions in life are just really complicated and cultivated by the life around them. So they both feel socially awkward, but together they both feel like they belong to each other. So this is a really nice adventure, and I do apologise for the multiple amount of times that I mispronounce a word or mucked a word up, as I always do in my Let's Plays, as I always do in real life. Thank you, what do they call it? Verbal dyspraxia. So thank you all so much for watching, guys. This has been a lovely, cute little visual novel. Thank you so much to the developers and the artists for making this game. Their links will be down in the description below, as I said in the beginning of this Let's Play. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day and take care of yourselves.